Here we go. Episode 503, No Laugh Track Podcast, here in Minneapolis, Minnesota, Acme Comedy Company to be exact. I am Justin Severson, who gets to host this each and every week. This week, I am joined by a fellow that was here almost, what was it, 365, 364, 366, something like that. Basically, a year to the day, practically. Nate Craig is here.
Same week. It's Memorial Day tradition now.
So then, going to the cabin and seeing Nate Craig at Acme is everybody's new Memorial
on the
weekend
way up to the cottage
tradition.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
Good to be back. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, for sure. What you grew up in Wisconsin, right?
Yep, Madison.
What was the Memorial Day tradition in your family?
Oh my God,
was there one? I mean, the official, unofficial start of the summer
for sure, and it always was, even though it didn't used to be nice necessarily. We were just talking about that, like the climate is totally changed in a way that specifically affects the month of May. It used to May was trash. I just remember May was trash. Not that it was worse than April, but your expectations had gone up because you got a couple 70-degree weekends,
and then you were like 50 that feels like 20, and
and with the full capacity to drop down to 35 and sleet, like on Memorial Day weekend. Like I don't know if I can remember it snowing on Memorial Day weekend, but I remember it coming close. Like just a garbage weekend.
Mm-hmm.
And then, but June 1st, it was going to be summertime.
Yeah.
The weather was finally going to come around. But May, still a crapshoot.
And school was about to end.
Oh.
Yeah, it was a good time.
Great time.
What do you remember back? Like
big mistake coming to Minneapolis when the weather's like this, by the way. Because I start thinking about living here. I'm like, this is such a nice town. It's like going to Portland and getting no clouds for a week.
Has that ever happened?
I usually get good weather when I'm in Portland. I'm like, just pretend like it's raining because that's what it is here. But like Minneapolis in the sun, like there's certain towns that just have, undeniable weather circumstances that that you have to deal with to live here.
Sure.
And when it's not, 4 degrees, it's a perfect place.
Sure, when you're visiting and it's nice, you can easily be tricked.
Yeah. This weekend is a real hoodwinking.
Yeah, try booking Valentine's week, and then we'll ask you your opinion.
Then you'll know.
Then you might be thinking differently. So your family didn't have a cabin you went to or anything? I didn't. I had no family cabin, but I know that was what everybody did Memorial weekend.
Yeah,
you went to the cabin.
There was a cabin. It was my. It belonged to my stepfather's stepfather. So
did you ever feel welcome?
Oh yeah, no, they were good people. Yeah. I know that sounds like where you go to get beaten in the dark, but it was a beautiful,
I hated it.
It was a beautiful. It was called Blueberry Hill, and it was the worst place I've ever been.
The sun always shines.
The lake was full of fish. And he beat me. And he threw the fish parts at me. That was awesome. But then they sold it. I don't know why, because it was such a nice place.
Well, somebody needed to make a lot of money.
I don't even know how much money they made. They sold it way before the value on those places went, towards where they are now.
Sure.
Which is anybody who's got a cottage up north now. I mean, that is just the ultimate.
You just did the Wisconsin versus Minnesota thing, calling it a cottage versus a cabin.
Oh, is that in those debates, I like to piss off everybody. I call it soda pop.
Soda pop?
Just to piss everybody off. It's not pop, it's not soda, it's soda pop. And I'll call a cottage a cabin, I'll call a cabin a cottage. I think we could probably find out where the line is if we wanted to draw the line. What makes a cottage and what makes a cabin a cabin?
Oh, I don't know.
What are we talking about? Fireplace?
Yeah, I don't know. Electricity? I don't know.
Huh.
I'm not sure.
Cabin's got electricity. Cottage has a fireplace.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I don't know.
Cottage seems maybe... This is a good debate. This is a debate for people smarter than me.
I don't know. My family had neither, so I don't know. I just visited. Last week, you kind of missed out last week. Have you ever done a headlining set where the MC and the feature were both named Nate? Because that was here. All they were missing last week was you as a headliner named Nate. You would have had the trifecta.
Wow, how much money do we all win when that happens? That's good. That just means that the audience would never be able to find us online.
I loved Nate. Ditto.
Yeah.
Ditto.
Yeah.
He
yeah.
was
Great.
hilarious.
That guy was great. The Nate guy. And then who headlined it? Was that the Sklar's last week? Oh, fun.
Yes. They say
Time.
hi.
Hello, Jason. Hello, Randy.
Hey, what's up? I listened to an episode of their podcast that you were on recently.
Dumb People Town.
Yeah.
It's so fun.
Uh-huh.
It's so fun and stupid with Dan. And I mean, those guys are the best dudes in the business. And that podcast is so fun.
Yeah, super fun
to do. It's so fun to listen to. Check that one out.
Yeah, super fun. Last time you were here, we talked a bit about you were going to record a special.
Yes.
And I know from following you on YouTube and subscribing, which I recommend people do, that I got a push notification last night or this morning, I don't remember, saying that the trailer for this brand new special that I looked for last week, I'm like, did I miss that it was already available and didn't see it? Then I figured out it wasn't available. Now it will be available when?
May 30th.
May 30th.
A week from, next week, Tuesday after Memorial Day, day after Memorial Day.
Okay.
May 30th, All Things Comedy YouTube channel.
Okay.
Technically it's called Live at the Green Mill, but the real title of this special is Top Gun 3. And it's the reason why, Netflix, all the major streamers wanted to buy it, and none of them would let me call it Top Gun 3. So...
Disney presents.
I says, this is what I says. I says, hey, Netflix, suck my ass, pay your writers. Bill Burr said that, but I agree with it. And we're going All Things Comedy and technically calling it Live at the Green Mill. But make no mistake, the real name of the special is Top Gun 3. Unofficially. Top Gun 3. That's the name.
Congratulations. So when you were here last year, you were talking about recording it. It was just like a week.
I was going from Minneapolis to Chicago to
from
do
here
it
to there
at the Green Mill, which is, it's, if people don't know about it, it's it's pretty world famous jazz club up in Chicago. It was founded in 1907. It was, it's as Chicago as you could possibly get. Al Capone used to have to escape from the cops through a tunnel on the stage that I shot this special on. Nobody's ever shot a special there. I can't believe I got to shoot it there. Bill made it happen. All Things Comedy made it happen. And it's the team that shot it absolutely shot the shit out of it. It looks gorgeous. I'm so proud of it. And I don't know what to say. Thank you for watching the trailer. And I hope people watch. I hope they dig it.
Yeah, I guarantee they're going to. I'm really looking forward to it. And that, so you described a lot of it, how excited you were about this venue last year and how how do I say this? The vibe, just watching this trailer that's a little over a minute long, it absolutely picks up the vibe of this place. Like, I feel like there's some good music in the background. It's just like, you could feel that this is not like an ordinary special that are coming out every, 3 days these days.
No, the owner, first of all, he's the best. His name's Dave Jamillo, and he's just hilarious, just a awesome, hilarious guy that, I understood why nobody had shot there before, because he kind of is hard to get to. And they have a show there on Saturday afternoons. It's called Paper Machete. I highly recommend it. I don't know of a better comedy show in America, period, anywhere. It's at 2:30 in the afternoon. They bill it as a live magazine. The Green Mill is like the kind of place, it's a jazz bar, but like the Poetry Slam was founded at the Green Mill. Like this show, the Paper Machete, they do like music, and they lean pretty heavy on the Chicago comedy scene. They also get headliners touring that come through. So they'll get anybody to do it. And it's just such an incredible spot, and people come out. Like, it's in this neighborhood up north of Wrigleyville. So like kind of your touristy kind of regional transplants that come like you have here in Minneapolis. There's a place where, frat boys go to buy their first condo, you know what I mean? And that's the neighborhood you avoid like the fucking plague. So that's Wrigleyville and maybe the neighborhood north of there. But a couple neighborhoods north of that is Uptown in Chicago, which is like kind of the last neighborhood to be gentrified. And it was like, still kind of gnarly up until recently, and the Green Mill's just right there, and awesome and it's always been awesome. And it's still like, but my point is it's still like a neighborhood vibe. And like, there's no phones, like people come there. It's like, you know, it's people who, this is a Christopher Titus line, but people who read and drink. It's, you know, that's it's my favorite audience,
That's
you know,
great.
and like, they're just the best. And I did the show and like, I was able to do shit that I would never really do at a club. It's just kind of like a conceptual kind of, you know, just I'm going to release it as a single after the album's already out and after the special goes, but there will be a prologue to Live at the Green Mill called Live at the Paper Machete. And like, it's just, you can hear it in the, you know, the shit that they're laughing at is just like, oh, these people are here. They're ready for anything. Yeah. Like they're not, you don't have to walk them up to anything. Their imaginations are way ahead of you. So like you better, you know, do some wild shit. That's what they're there for. And that, as soon as I did that show, I was like, oh my God, is there any way to get this place to shoot this? Because he's like, nobody's ever shot there. I think one person had recorded an album there. And like, so, you know, I back channel and I got the number because I figured the best way to go was to have Bill's company, All Things Comedy. He wouldn't say it's his company, but, you know, have All Things Comedy call on my behalf and maybe he'd be more receptive. And they finally got through to him and they hit me back. They were like, we can't, it's too expensive. And I was like, well, that's not a no. What's too expensive? And they were like, it's too expensive. And it was, you know, it was kind of like, I dare you to shoot here money. Like it was like 50 grand or something like that. And I was like, okay, that's too expensive. But I had gotten them the number. So I was just like, well, I'll just try them myself. I just want to see, you know, this is not how you do things. It violates all protocol, but let me call this guy because I really, really want this place. Yeah. You know, this would be a big deal. I got a big opportunity to shoot with, you know, All Things. Yeah, hell yeah. And to have, you know, so let me take one more shot at it. And I call the guy and he answers his phone. And I'm just like, hey, I just want to let you know how much reverence I have for your venue. Because I went there, I mean, I had gone there right when I moved to Chicago. It was one of the first places I went to. Yeah. I knew about it. And I was like, I've been coming here for years, and I just want to let you know, Paper Machete is one of the best shows I've ever seen. Your producers are doing an incredible job. And, you know, I just want to let you know, if nothing else, I understand if we can't do this at your spot, but I just want to let you know how awesome your space is to me. And he was just like, yeah, no, I can't, you know, I can't just do, you know, I got people booked all the way through next year, and I just couldn't, you know, I just can't, you know, you guys want like a Saturday and a fall, and I don't know. I'm just like, no. I mean, I would do it on an off night, but, you know, I understand if you can't. And he goes, oh, you're the guy. And I was like, yeah, it would be my special. They're shooting my special. He goes, oh, you're the guy. Well, okay, man. I mean, I could do an off night for you. I could probably do like a Sunday or for like 10, 12 grand or something like that. And I was like, could you do a Wednesday? And he was like, I don't see why not. I said, could you do June 1st? It was like 3 weeks away. He was like, I just got to tell my guys not to come in. And I was like, done, book it. And we booked it. And then he was like, the whole as soon as we booked it, as soon as, you know, All Things and that got done, he was just like, what do you want? And he was like, do you want like an organ play? Do you want like a greasy jazz? He goes, do you want music? And I was like, yeah, what do you got? He was like, you want like jazz organ? I was like, yeah. He's like, you like the greasy shit? And I was like, yeah. And he's like, okay, I got you. And he had Chris Foreman's this legendary jazz organist who's like one of his house guys. And he's just the best, sweetest guy, blind guy, just rips it. And you can hear it on the trailer. All those licks are live.
Awesome.
The music's live at the special. And he was there all night. That's awesome. Playing in between before, and then in between we did 2 shows, and then he played the rest of the night. And we got, we ate and drank all the way into the night. It was one of the best. I was going to say, how did you celebrate that? How did you end the night? I mean, I got it. Well, if you're comedy fans, you probably have heard of Professor Pizza by now. Okay. He's like a Chicago guy that's like, he does comedy and loves comedy, and he makes fucking artwork pizza. Like, just baller, beautiful pizza. He finally he's got a shop now, but he was just like doing it like pop-ups and stuff, which is kind of the new move. Sure. But like, now he just is selling so much product, and people like love what he does so much that he's got a spot now in Chicago, and he catered it. And then
Professor Pizza.
The bar just stayed open and everybody stayed, and we ate and drank, and that was just the best night ever.
I bet.
Yeah.
I
so, and it was because the crowds were incredible and the staff was incredible at the Green Mill, and the producer from All Things that they had sent was just the best guy, Cameron Fife, and then my buddy who shot it, Hunter Connors Herm, is actually a buddy of mine from Madison. Shot this thing and just knocked it out of the park. Him and his DP Jack Wally, like they just absolutely crushed it, and. Like I said, I hope people like it.
That's awesome.
It sure as hell looks good.
Yeah. I'm excited to see it. Very excited to see it. So you've been mentioning Bill Burr. You still open for him, correct?
Whenever he'll have me, yeah. I mean, he's got a bunch of people he uses, and I've opened for him for long enough. I think.
Yeah, Erica Rhodes was here recently. She was going to do a show with him.
Yeah, I worked with Erica, and we both opened for Bill in Vegas at the Park MGM.
Oh, you did that one too?
With Erica,
within the last month or so.
That was
kidding.
Like 3 weeks ago.
Oh, that's awesome.
Oh, it was great.
Awesome.
Yeah. It was so fun.
What order is it just the two of you and Bill Burr?
Just me. It was both shows were I went first, then Erica, then Bill.
Interesting.
Yeah. She had never worked with him before, so
yeah.
She was like, obviously excited. That was a super sweet gig to get. She's ridiculous, so I don't want to have to follow her. And I was just like, let's, but also at the same time, like when you do those big shows, like, it was a 5,500 seat theater at Park MGM.
Okay.
So and people got to put their phones in bags. So they're still kind of wandering in. And I was like, that's never fun to deal with. Like if you basically people see like the first person on stage, they're usually ready, but like they're still getting drinks. They're settling to their seats. You kind of want to just go in there and not, have
them be ready before you're ready.
Have them be ready before you're, yeah, right. Yeah. But
Huh.
I mean, but you still gotta there's just, it's the inevitability of the beginning of a show. Like people gotta, so I went up first and just kind of meandered for a little bit and told them to get their butts in their seats, and then, Erica ripped it, and then.
You opened for him here locally too, right?
Did Target Center. Yeah, that was, when was that? October?
It was within the last year, and I had some really big event that got me to not go, and I really wanted to go.
Oh.
I don't remember I had to work somewhere at some other event or something.
Yeah. Dude, that was a really fun show.
I bet.
Yeah, Minneapolis. I mean, I just love this town, dude. I love town. I like Minnesota. It's as far as states go, it's a pretty smart state.
You have the joke about which states have and have not legalized pot. It just happened here. It's not like we can't go outside and legally smoke right now, but in a few weeks we'll be able to.
Recreational?
Yes.
Yeah. Minnesota's long overdue for that.
So if that isn't of interest to you to get you to move here.
Yeah. It's a selling point.
Yeah.
I mean, it is. It's just like...
My buddy who lives in Florida actually told me in the last week, he's thinking, I said, you should come up and open a dispensary. He's always trying to get another way to make money. Mm-hmm. And he actually said, I'm thinking about it. Dude.
Is he from here?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes, and I've been trying to get him moved back for 20 years. And it would be crazy if pot is the thing that gets him to move back.
Yeah.
I think it might actually happen.
I mean, it's a long time
know.
coming, dude. I get it, I mean, it's kind of emblematic of, whether or not a state is still going to believe the same ghost stories that we've been telling ourselves for the better half of a century.
That's for
right?
Sure.
Or not. Wisconsin's going to be last.
I think so.
And Wisconsin used to be a really smart state. And then, they tried to bust the teachers union and people thought that was a good idea. And now they still let the Tavern League keep pot illegal, which I'm all about a nice tavern. I will happily enjoy your supper club, fellas.
Yes.
But let's stop with the ghost stories and shit. You're losing. People are, millions of dollars a fiscal quarter are driving over the border to Illinois.
Oh, God, yeah.
And even, does Iowa have legal?
I don't think so.
That's going to be, that's really going to be.
They have the gambling, though. They have gambling.
Now Minnesota. So it's going to be Minnesota and Illinois just eating our lunch.
People are asking me, are you excited? It's going to be legalized in Minnesota. I'm like, well, I live in Wisconsin, so it's going to be at the airport where you have to put it in that bin before you cross the bridge back to get home.
If you throw pot out your window into the river, like a total narc. I don't know you.
Could you imagine? Fuck. I'm just like circling next to the border. This is not allowed. I am following the rules.
I follow the rules. I also spend $1,600 a month on sativa.
That's right. Exactly. Fucking hilarious. So the other day I'm pulling up somewhere, and I have like my phone sitting up in the dashboard, following the rules, not in my hands, and I get a push notification. This isn't the one about Nate Craig's special about to come out. This is a news thing, and it says I don't know what it said. 19-year veteran Carmelo Anthony, and that's all I see in the headline. I'm like,
oh yeah,
Carmelo Anthony died.
He died. Yeah.
Oh, what the fuck?
Yeah.
No, they were just announcing his retirement.
Yeah, but
the push notification left
made it
that
look
off.
Like made it look like he was dead because I get what you're saying. He hasn't been in the league in 5 years.
Yeah,
like I don't remember Carmelo Anthony suiting up. I don't remember him playing.
I don't remember him retiring.
I don't remember him retiring.
But I don't remember him not retiring.
It's so funny. He did play for so many teams that like he could also have shown up on a roster in the playoffs. Like he could be a Nugget right now. Like
absolutely.
The Nuggets have Carmelo Anthony? Yeah, he's fucking
yeah. They've had him all year.
He plays like 9 minutes.
So everybody, he didn't die.
He did not die. No.
Even though for 5 seconds on Monday morning I thought he was dead.
Yeah. R.I.P.
I was like, Jesus, you guys. So I don't know if you'll remember this, but like we said, it's the exact same week that you're here. It's leading up to Memorial Week. And in my daughter's high school, it's Spirit Week, just like it was last year. And I brought this up last year. We talked about how each day has a special, maybe this will jog your memory. Adam Sandler was one of the days of the week, Spirit Week, where kids at school can dress up as Adam Sandler. And you and I talked about that. You told an Adam Sandler story.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So it's Spirit Week once again at my daughter's school. So I'm going to tell you about the things, where is it now, that they're doing this week. Ready? So like today was Jersey Day. And last year they had a Jersey Day. I asked you about it. You said you'd wear, well, maybe, let's see, what was your answer be now? Maybe it's changed.
Oh, what did I say last year? Gary Sheffield Brewer jersey?
No.
That's the one jersey I really want is number 1 Gary Sheffield rookie.
You wearing the Brewers hat now?
Yeah. That would be, if I had to wear a jersey though, I mean, I'm always a big Donald Driver guy.
Okay, Donald Driver.
Yeah.
Last year you said Chris Middleton.
Oh, okay.
In a
I like that.
Olympic jersey.
An Olympic jersey.
Nice.
Does
that sound like something you would say?
Yeah,
okay,
for sure. Hell yeah. I used to have a Reggie Miller Olympic USA jersey.
Do you like him as an announcer, by the way, Reggie Miller?
I do.
Yeah, I do too.
I do
too. So one of the other days that they're doing this week, my daughter told me about this, Grout Fit. Do you have any idea what that means? Grout Fit.
I'm assuming you dress up as your favorite shrub or...
Grout Fit. Grout Fit. Grout Fit.
Is there a cartoon that I'm not aware of?
No, it's really stupid. It's grout as in like bathroom grout. So you wear various shades of gray.
Huh.
That's it.
Wow. We're really mining the culture for spirits to that seems like a real stretch.
Yeah.
See, we are celebrating various sealants this week at my kid's school.
Yeah.
Well,
tomorrow's paste day. No, I don't know. But yeah, grout day.
Thank God they ruled out cock day.
I mean,
come on.
Oh, no.
I'm sorry about that.
No, don't be, because
there's cock day.
Well, there could be. It's up to you, because one of the other days is where is it now? Where you're supposed to dress. Oh yeah, Spring Showdown, rhyme without a reason. Do you have any idea what that would be? To dress as rhyme without a reason. You're never going to guess it. It would be like you and I decided to do it together. I dress up as
like Lime and Thyme?
Yes.
Got it. Okay.
Yes. So like one of us does cock and the other one does
rock
or grout and what would rhyme?
Grout and snout?
Yeah, grout and snout.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's very poetic.
Mm-hmm.
That's fun. That really kind of thinking outside the box. You're teaching kids to kind of buck all convention by doing something wild like that. I dig it. It's definitely lunatic behavior, but I dig it.
For sure.
Rhyme without reason. Somebody's really having fun up there. I mean, that is an inmate is running the asylum over there at your kid's school.
Mm-hmm.
Like that is a creative writing.
I came up with one.
You did? What was yours?
Nazi paparazzi.
Oh man. That's a good way to get your best friend kicked out of school.
I'm not, yeah, no. And then tomorrow, barbecue dad versus soccer mom. So you choose which one.
So everybody just wears their regular clothes?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that because it's 2023 and we have so many, trans is very, controversial right now.
Mm-hmm.
Every boy ought to be dressing up as soccer mom, and every mom or every girl ought to be dressing up as barbecue dad if they're going to do it right in 2023.
Yeah,
don't you think?
Yeah. There should be no adherence to the gender binary in the
none at all.
Soccer mom, barbecue dad universe, cinematic universe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Cinematic universe. Yes. And then, I'll tell you one more here. Dress as your younger self. Can you picture something for you as dress as your younger self? Has anything changed? Because I look at myself some days and I'm like, it's embarrassing to think that I dressed like this when I was 20, when I was 16.
Right.
I'm nowhere near that anymore.
Yeah. I mean, all the way into my mid-20s, I wore gigantic garments.
Oh, that's true.
I was wearing like XL button-down shirts. I like some of them are. I mean, they're all out of my closet now. But like up until a couple years ago, I'd have like a couple like my favorite shit that I'm just like, I just can't wear that anymore. And I'd be like, why can't I wear that? And I'd have to relearn that lesson every couple years.
You're right. We all wore XLs. And in the 90s, we all wore XL.
All of it. And then I'm like just swimming in clothes. I didn't feel like I had, that my pants were too big at the time.
No.
They were way too big.
Oh my God.
They were so fucking massive. Nowadays it would look like I was doing an impression of somebody at like Bonnaroo in 1999.
Yes.
If I wore the Gap's khakis, gray Gap khakis and whatever fucking button down Eddie Bauer shirt that I had, it would look like I was shopping at Hot Topic now. Hot Topic. My references are 20 years old.
Hot Topic still exists.
It does. Okay, good.
I've waited outside a Hot Topic in the last year for my daughter to come out. So, my 16-year-old daughter.
Nazi or paparazzi?
Still popular with the teens. Still absolutely popular with the teens.
Speaking of Erica Rhodes, dude, I love that on this podcast when you asked her if she cared that, or she knew if that her blue check mark went away, and then if she cared, and she was just like, it was such an perfect, honest answer. She was just like, I care zero, and also.
She was like, let me check. Yeah, my life hasn't changed whatsoever.
That was great.
It was so great that that I got to break that to her, that she didn't already have, that was her completely honest reaction to that. She did not know that stupid thing was happening at the time.
Did you hear about, what's happening with Twitter? That was a fun story that I just heard briefly on the radio, and I would hear, driving for 13 hours at a time. Like I told you, I drove from Denver here.
Oh,
and
yes.
And before that, I started in LA, but like you hear the same news stories, for the cycle, you hear them fucking 15 times. But there was one that I only heard once, and it was that there was a false report of an explosion at the Pentagon. Did you not even hear about that? Yeah, I think they stopped, and what happened? I think they buried that, but I heard it on. I was driving through mountain states, so it's all Fox News, it's all Christian radio, so it's the most conservative radio stations that you can possibly have. I didn't hear it on NPR, I didn't hear it anywhere, but like the news story was the reason I picked up momentum and made it into any kind of national news was because there's a Bloomberg News impersonator site now on Twitter with a check mark. So it went viral.
Because people can't differentiate.
People can't differentiate.
Love it.
If a blue check is posting, that used to be useful.
Yeah.
It made Twitter the kind of the utility that got it to the value that Elon Musk and then he basically chopped his dick off.
At one point, it was the best place to get news.
Right.
Absolutely.
It was the easiest way to surf the net.
Yeah, the fastest and easiest, yep.
And now it's like, okay, well, we have a Bloomberg imposter feed convincing half the world that there was an explosion at the Pentagon.
Hilarious.
Like a fake picture with like smoke at the Pentagon and shit.
That,
I haven't heard shit about it since.
No, that had to be what happened.
Yeah.
It could easily happen more and more. Did you see this article about, was it the LA Times or something? It just came out yesterday. It was about how Elon Musk clearly wants to be a comedian. He wants to be funny, but because of all the memes and shit and all these like corny things he puts out on Twitter.
Yeah.
And they interviewed like 8 different comedians to comment on his posts. It's really funny.
Yeah.
Lori Kilmartin and Andy Kindler just like fucking
Just
tearing
murdered
him
him.
apart.
Yeah.
But I think it's interesting, like, you know, the guy has so much money, unfathomable amount of money, yet you can't buy a sense of humor. You can't buy yourself funny.
No, he was brutal on Maher. I watched
that too.
Yeah, that might be the last time I watched Real Time with Bill Maher. That was a real low point. I thought that interview was like absolutely cringe-worthy. That was bad, dude. He must have said woke mind virus like 3 or 4 times.
Yeah, I had never heard that phrase before, and I watched that and then Googled it, and I thought I was interested in like what. No, I wasn't. Turns out I'm not.
Oh no, I mean, just what woke has become is just what somebody says when they don't want to be articulate. Like and he was parroting this kind of, you know, right-wing fringe media buzz phrase on his show of all places, to Elon Musk. And while sucking his dick off, it's really a bad interview. Why you want to see Bill Maher at his worst? That interview with Elon Musk was just fucking chicken shit nonsense.
Yeah.
And I'm a big fan of the show, even despite, you know, all the criticism of the show, because I think that, I used to be a big fan of the show. The show, he'll have senators on, and he'll have Elon Musk on. I mean, of all the opportunities to like, you know, talk to somebody that's essentially impacting society in a way that's at the very least fascinating, and you're gonna fucking just suck his dick off and throw woke mind virus in his lap, and like it was very strange.
One of the things I learned about him this morning was that like the Tesla S and Tesla blah blah, like all the names, if you take the last letters, it spells like sexy or something like that, and that may have been planned by this fucking guy.
Yeah,
I mean, it's the strangest thing.
Yeah, he's made out of corn. That guy. Yeah,
that's what she said.
Yeah. He's definitely stunted. He may be very smart in some areas of his brain, but when it comes to the personality department, he is stunted.
Yeah,
and I don't know why he's trying to force himself into the spotlight like that. You know, people who that's what really makes me question like how smart he actually is, or how responsible for like some of these kind of innovative technologies that he champions he may be, how responsible for those he may be, because why, you know, people who do things traditionally, they just did things. They didn't need to be they didn't need to be seen like this.
Yeah.
He's very front man. He's got like, he wants this front man energy so bad. Like he's willing to just like be himself out in the open in a way that nobody with any self-awareness would ever do.
He should know better.
Or somebody that spends as much time working as he claims to do would have time to do.
Right.
To kind of curate this like public persona that's so unlikable. People who do things know when they do things effectively. So if he really does do things effectively, then he knows when he's being unsuccessful. And this is so unsuccessful
yeah,
that it makes me question the other things that he claims to do successfully. If that makes sense.
It does make sense. It absolutely makes sense. We should put a bow on this thing. Let's see. People need to come see you this weekend at Acme.
Yeah, they do.
Obviously. They need to keep an eye out for the special that will be on YouTube. Just subscribe to it.
Subscribe to All Things Comedy. You can also subscribe to me, Nate Craig, on YouTube. Again, thank you to All Things Comedy. Thank you to the Green Mill. I can't wait. I hope you like it. I hope you watch it. Thanks.
Merch this weekend. Any merch? Any Nate Craig merch people can leave with?
I'm always selling my albums. I never sold T-shirts. I never came up with a T-shirt that I wanted to get made. So, but I mean, if you want to support me, that actually was a huge mess. That whole 800-pound bullshit. They fucking got everybody taken off Spotify because Word Collections beat them to the lawsuit that they were able to join later.
Sure.
And so I recently just got put back on Spotify. So you can find me on Spotify. You can find me. I mean, you can always find me on Apple Music. If you want to buy something, pick up an album. I got 3 of them.
Perfect.
4 of them soon.
We'll just say 4.
Preferred Customer, Eggshell, Infinity, and of course, Top Gun 3. Unofficially. Live at the Green Mill, coming out soon. May 30th on the All Things Comedy YouTube channel, and the album will be out. We got to give an exclusivity to Sirius XM, but after that, it'll be available.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you, buddy.